No. S tier against the supports. How they deal with the PA will be the
I'm just saying in general, Spectre shit.
PA
counter Spectre. I think PA wins.
Alright, well let's find out how this game's gonna play itself
Let's
out.
go, let's go. Game 2. 2-0 kaya o 1-1?
Thank you very much, Keith. Yes, game 2 just about ready to get started. And yeah, Fox, what do we sort of reckon about this? Because yes, it felt like Spectre previously in the patch, a carry hero that no one was really ready to consider. It did get some minor buffs right recently in the 7.31C. I think some early stats, and maybe a bit more in the base regen or something. But was that really enough to make this hero viable? Is this a solid carry, and do you like that the OG's going for it this game?
Unsure. I'm really not certain about the hero right now, but I know that PA is incredibly good versus Spectre. The shard, the timing, you break everything, right? You literally break 2 of the passives off that Spectre, and Spectre's a slow hero, and from what I've seen throughout this patch, slow heroes do not do too well.
Sure.
PA's a different like monster because she still can somehow fight like with daggers and stuff like that, but then she just literally wins the game like 1v5. So
I mean, and sort of as T was saying, I think indeed in sort of the higher level pubs, the Immortal games, when you've been seeing Spectre, they have been going for like that Radiance build. Do you imagine that's what we're going to get from Yuragi here? And if he does do that, is he going to get away with getting the time and space to do so?
It doesn't really look like it because they're playing into like this Shadow Shaman and Mars, and I know the way that Boom plays with this style. They play fast. They're going to play aggressive, look to get out on the map, look to take towers early on. So I'm not sure. I mean, if it's the build, if the build is back to the Treads Radiance, then he's probably just going to go for that usual build. Of course, we know the build that was happening at TI was like that Ags, Echo Saber, etc. kind of stuff, but things have changed since then.
Oh, it's going to be very, very interesting to see how Yuragi presents himself here on Spectre.
Yeah, and also like if he is just going for like jumping these backlines. I know they were mentioning on panel playing a lot of these squishy supports can be annoying, but I don't think Shaman is I'm actually okay with Shaman versus Spectre a lot of times because you can get rid of one of the illusions with the Hex.
30 seconds to battle.
You have a way to heal. You can just grab one of the other ones if he does jump on you. You have a lot of different ways to play around it. Bane, yeah, miserable for sure, but
fire and ice.
And sort of outside the Spectre pick, I mean, any other sort of highlights from either team's draft that you'd like to see here, or maybe are concerned about how it's going to work out?
Just highlights is, like I said before, I just came out of the other tournament when I was catching RNG versus Boom a lot.
Let's get
they
moving.
Go for this opener. It was pretty like we actually still had similar drafts coming out in that tournament with Storm first pick, and they did the Mars Shaman, and that's what RNG actually beat Boom with multiple times, with Kaka playing that Shadow Shaman. So see how Tim's is going to be able to do, because it does look pretty solid this game into that Storm.
It'll be a lot of fun to watch these mids. BZM on his Storm, of course. Joe Padge, if you've been watching sort of Boom's games, he has been pulling out some fantastic Ember Spirit performances, and he's here ready to go today at the Major, and one of his best heroes.
Yeah, and I'm really going to be watching this matchup a lot because, like Jenkins was saying, things have changed a little bit with that Ember versus Storm matchup. Now you can use your Flame Guard to really counteract a lot of that Remnant damage since it only blocks with 70%, I think it is. So, BZ bottom. Getting harassed quite a lot.
Yeah, and of course this game's set coming out on the Jakiro. Are you a fan of this hero right now?
Yeah, I mean, mostly, honestly, more of like a core position, but that's not really a thing in pro games. So yeah, it's still a strong hero in the support. Always going to be really strong to secure the lane for whatever carry you do have. So looking at this Clockwork pick, I think this is a pretty interesting one. The Taiga Clockwork this game versus both the Shaman and Bane. He actually kind of owns both supports. He's able to get on top of them throughout the game. And I think that's probably one of the bigger things that they're going to be looking for. Because they were such nuisances the last game, both Tim's as well as Scam.
They offered up a whole lot for the team. It came down to just sort of controlling the team fights and keeping their allies buffed up. It's going to be quite a bit of a different style from them this game.
Yeah, and I'm glad that they have a traditional initiator on the side of OG this time around. Last game, they had the Sanking, but it's from the mid lane, and it felt like a lot of times like BZM felt forced to go in and he would just die because he was the one starting every single time. Because Taiga was a Nyx, he couldn't really get into the fights too well. Clockwork this game, he can start the fights pretty consistently for his team.
Some really good damage on Scam there.
Takes the entire battery assault, looks like.
See, over in the mid, Patch's bottle coming out a little bit slower, so he won't quite be able to get the The refuel on it from the water rune. He'll have to grab that preemptively.
That's actually pretty big. So still, Storm winning this matchup, but seeing that people are willing to pick the Ember a little bit more versatile. Yopaj, level 2 Flame Guard, he's got his bottle.
He can run this down a bit.
First blood!
I accept this honor on behalf of storms everywhere.
That's Yopaj going down in the mid.
He lost his, he bottled and he got hit instantly off the first bottle, so he actually didn't get like any regen off of it. BZM playing that really well.
His family will understand.
So even though that Ember, they picked it into the Storm, thinking he could do a little better, the Storm still is able to get that solo kill and even able to take a bounty rune. That's pretty massive for BZM.
Yeah, BZM is...
Stupendous!
Yeah, I think sort of overall, as you were saying too, I feel a bit more confident on what he's going to be able to offer this game in his Storm compared to what he was able to do on an SK last game.
Still a lot of disables he has to worry about. The chains, the grabs, the bane. Still quite a lot of disable that will be there for BZM.
Yeah, I mean, is it going to be sort of like a fast BKB game for a mid-storm?
I feel like all of them are now, right?
Yeah,
I feel like every game nulls into BKBs, into Ags. I don't think he's going to deviate from that too much. Interesting, Yuragi with the Bassi. Look at that. Making sure that him and Sep always have mana to spam. Spectral Dagger is very expensive.
I see Sep in trouble here. Gets speared underneath the tower. He'll go down.
Level 2 Shackles on Tings. I like it in this lane. You know that the Jakiro won't have Ice Path to level 4, so you can freely have Shackles on either target, and it's going to be able to heal you back, so that's really nice.
We're seeing, even with that death on Yopaj, it looked like he came back into the lane and was actually able to close up that CS difference.
Dogs!
Bottom lane is fun. They're just, I mean, the Bassi is just allowing them to spam back so much more, and with the wands also built up so early.
Over here now!
This is the Shaman in a Mars lane, so it's constant spam. Jakiro Spectre gets tons of mana back.
BZM, he's gonna have him.
Someone better help Dire's middle tower.
2 times now, BZM taking down Yopaj. So
Cool as a cucumber too. You see that? The camera cuts to him, just
Dire have fortified their structures.
huge for BZM. Did they just? I think that was a Yopaj glyph. BZM used the remnant on mana to lift it. Trying to hurt him a little bit. That's one of the first times I think I've ever seen Yopaj die twice in a lane.
that's definitely a rare occurrence.
Yeah. Tough.
BZM really pulling out the plays here. Jackie jump in there and try and finish up Tiger. Tiger's got some stick charges, but so is Jackie. It looks like it's actually going to be Skem that's in trouble. First, they're going to try and chase him out, but Skem with the jukes around the trees, he'll live. Jackie, one more dagger or jump forward. I mean that he gets the takedown on Tiger.
He's had to rush boots in this lane on the PA just to avoid the link. Even though he has Phantom Strike, he needed boots for sure.
So they get caught by the glass field, and now the TP rotation from BZM. It was actually even needed at the end of it all. As Amar takes down Jackie on his own.
Well, BZM is everywhere, and now they're even going to fill his bottle. It's going to be full mana to be able to go pressure again. Yopaj just hitting the level 6. BZM already 7. So he's going to continue up here. They gave him a ward, so it looks like he's going to at least play some vision down here to get tabs of where the Ember Spirit is. But this time around, yeah, the Razor are able to have a much better time versus the PA than versus that Ricky.
Radiant's middle tower shouldn't have to take this abuse. They're beating on Dire's top tower.
Yeah, BZM, he's continued to play top.
Yeah, I mean, they want to try and pressure in under the tower. Get another
Radiant's middle tower could use some help.
Bloom is trying to take advantage of pushing mid.
Radiant structures have been snow fortified.
The blur and the blink. It's in the trees and He comes in from Yopaj.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Well, as it fall from BZM, using the rest of his mana to control them, get the kill on the base. Now they'll try and turn their attention over towards more Tiger. He's so low, he's duking it out in the trees. Jackie can't find him.
Dire's top tower is under attack. Killing spree. Double kill.
With the outplay, as OG getting under the tower, get 2 kills, they don't even lose anyone.
Oh my god, those
Are
cogs.
those cracks in Dire's top
He jumped
tower?
right into the bottom one that wasn't procced, pushes him out. Yopaj even TP'd in to try to get some type of cleanup kills, but wasn't able to.
They're
Scam
beating on
the
Dire's
bottle, but
top
looking to still
tower.
fight around this area.
Yeah, but they're moving over, but as you saw, Tiger just shot across them with the rocket, so OG know exactly this movement from Boom. They won't lose anything to this. They're already well out of this top lane.
Tower's pretty much dead too. Mid, We did see Yopaj hit in mid tower for a little bit, but then reacted to top. And yeah, look at that again, Taiga. Beautifully done.
Space for Uragi. Still yet to really reveal what the intention is going to be for him with his item progression this game.
Dire just
Yeah,
denied their
still
top
early days, still
tower.
just the treads and FSC. Cool. FBZ going for more of a... Maybe because the Ember, maybe because he thinks that Yopaj was struggling a little bit. I'm always curious. I always want to talk to FBZ for like a couple of these offlaners when they prioritize this type of items.
Uragi's coming in with a horn there. In on top of the PA, Jackie jumps over the side towards Yopaj. Arena down from FBZ. He's been able to catch both Tiger and
Double kill.
the support for OG will fall, and Jackie, he won't die. He's able to walk away. OG not quite having enough damage to bring down that PA with that aggressive move. This time, Boom respond, and they're able to shut OG down.
And now FBZ has the full armlet finished up. Top net worth in the game. He might even be able to bully like Spectre out of the lane if he does go back down bottom. So yeah, really interesting. I'm always interested to see what like these players think about sometimes when they decide to rush the blink, when when they decide to go for these type of more greedy styles. It's always cool. So Yopaj catching back up. He's not too far behind. He's actually only 200 gold behind the Storm Spirit now.
Ang ganda naman ng Arcana.
Yeah, from Uragi, we're not going to get any sort of Radiance Rush here today. He's going to go
Sana
for
all.
definitely the safer and a bit more sort of in line with what we had previously in the patches where Space is like getting the Manta first.
Yeah, just playing around your Desolate damage.
Dominating.
Have a pretty solid chance of killing off the in particular when he gets in on them and they're isolated from the rest of the squad.
Yeah, and he'll be able to also just like protect himself versus like chains and all these little disables, and maybe even
Radiant's
blocking a
middle
spear from the
tower is
Mars
under
at some
attack.
points. Could definitely see the reasoning why he goes for it. Amar
Nag-hirap talaga yung top niya ito.
Can they go for him in there?
Fury.
thinking about
It's
it.
going to be tough.
They have the ward behind, so they see Seb and Amar.
Hindi kumuha ng Desolate o Dispersion mo.
Yeah, look at FBC. Tiger's looking at him and he's probably like, oh man, he's got an armlet. Like, Smars will actually just kill me if I attempt to go on him.
Ayun.
6-4, 10 minutes in, less than 1k lead for OG.
So the Spectre, able to get away with that early game, which is always something really important.
Yeah, let's go.
Sometimes the lane can be a bit difficult.
Yeah, dapat mag-RG na.
Killing spree.
FBZ they'll certainly have the damage. EZM caught out in the river. Was not ready for the Shaman coming in.
Serpent wards. He just hit 6 off of the kill.
Dire
Tims.
Snow
He'll drop
fortified
him
their
for the tower.
structures.
He's gonna start
Radiant's middle
being
tower shouldn't have to take
elevated
this
from Boom, it
abuse.
feels.
Let's go,
Fighting
let's
around
go.
FBZ's Mars, they're going to feel very strong.
Yeah, he's really quite massive. And we do see how much damage Yopaj. Now he's got max
Where
life,
did
he's got the
Radiant's middle
Blightstone.
tower
Even a
go?
Razor who walks up takes significant damage, significant poke.
Game 2 to mga sir.
And going for the next tower. Lost
Game
it
1
with the
nanalo
Arcane. Up top.
Esports.
So he can take down Jackie on his own BZM. Got a creep wave to jump.
Kaya. Smoke
Getting more than enough. Continue to stay on top of the PA. Jackie taken out.
Naiwanan si Jai.
Even though he did die bottom, he was able to get that Arcane, so he can make that long zip across. Boom now looking to play on the bottom side. At least Tim's, he was pinging down here. probably
Nahuli
wants
si
to go
Tito
for this-
Jackie.
Go for this tier 1, since they have a catapult already beating on it. Taiga is in the area.
Uy, naka-clockwork.
Gonna try and take out FBZ.
Nice.
Macropire down. A huge
Uy,
amount of
oh,
damage.
ito talaga nakakasakit. Ito masakit. Spectre.
Will fall. We'll see Yopaj.
Are those cracks in Dire's top tower?
Nightmare. Nakapatay. Skill.
Dire's middle tower isn't going to last long.
Blew it!
Great fight from OG. They just brought all the numbers, and now Yopaj should be okay.
Critical.
On the man of BZM.
Brilliant spawning. Zadidi.
Gold is a
Gold.
great conductor.
Trying to
It's
get
a
the pick
great
up there on the room
conductor.
with the slight timing, but not quite managing to do so. Tricky one to attempt.
Yeah, I feel like I see so many players try it every time, but both sides are very aware of the interaction, so. OG bringing the numbers. Does cost them pretty much all of their ultimates there to get that.
Dami ng stock para sa PA. Fury na boy, nakita na.
So a nice heads up move.
Matagal pa to.
Getting aggressive hook shot available.
Kita eh.
They know that Jackie wants to be farming this area.
Kukuhain na to. Naku, kukuhain na to.
Might sell for the easy kill.
Kukuhain na to.
Easy one for BZM. He's in. Another kill here. Jackie's heading over. He's gonna walk into a clockwork Tiger. Catch there with a hook shot. Jackie needs help. He's gonna get it. TP comes in.
Nice try.
Kaso nakita na to eh.
With the cogs, he did not quit quite just in front of
Dyer's
him.
bottom tower is under attack.
Yeah, lovely stack to take against them. Just drop some macropie down. They want to try and
Fun
remove
begins.
this for the game. Take it away from Jackie.
Dyer's bottom tower is being chipped away.
Ubus.
To push back on Gino. So OG, they're not going to quite get away with taking all of it.
I don't think they should walk back into this one on OG.
Dyer's bottom tower needs some help.
Boom to secure it.
Kaso, Spectre na to.
Plays from OG though, forcing a lot of reaction, means space for Yoragi.
The majority of those creeps were taken down. So a good amount
Ganda eh, no?
taken away.
Ano, nabuhutan ko yung Arcana na yan. Hindi ko nabuhutan tong Arcana na to, mga sir.
Battle Fury still had a pretty decent timing.
Nabuhutan ko pero wala akong pambili pala. Yun pala yun.
But for 3 deaths, I don't think that
Pala yung
Jackie's gonna be
totoo
too mad about this timing on that.
Nabuhutan pero wala tayong pambili.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. I guess
Sakto yan,
Radiant fortified
ipagbalik
their
natin eh.
structures.
Boom. I'll make
So,
sure they
wala
can
tayong
secure
pera
this objective
pambili.
and get that money for Jackie.
Radiant's bottom tower has got
Sad boy
power.
muna, sad boy. Ayan, T1 down, bottom yata. Ibitawan na nila to.
He's in and he's out.
Dyer's
but
middle
BZM
tower
here will
isn't
want to
going to
claim the
last
room.
long.
Another rune form. He's gotten
Not much good's happening to Radiant's bottom tower. Radiant's bottom tower has fallen.
Yoragi.
Miragi, careful.
Daw na pala to.
Being a little low here. but
Ganda eh, no?
able to finish off the Ancients fine.
It took him his whole HP pool to kill that. I think it was just a 2-stack as well.
I guess the job
Dyer's
done.
top
Back to
tower
base.
is
He has
under
got
attack.
one at the ready if the rest of his team's able to find some sort of setup.
Malag ba Dota ngayon mga sir? Malag na din Dota ngayon?
Which I think ideally they still want to look to be a little more active.
Hindi ko alam
I know last
kung malag
game,
na eh,
I think
pero
they
good.
probably felt it as well too that they needed to be a little bit more active around the map to slow down.
Baka
the threat of
naapektuhan na
Jackie.
nung mga
Jackie,
nag-RG.
he's got the Battle Fury done. So it does feel like OG they still have to play pretty aggressive on the map.
Baka naapektuhan na yung
Because naturally just the
Major.
later the game is going to go, even though they have
Yung mga
Spectre in the late
nag-rank
game,
games.
there's a break. You know, the PA is going to have that shard eventually. So definitely want to see OG
Nako,
just
SOD.
continue to look for
3-man
moves every time they
SOD.
can with this storm.
Made another stack and pretty much at the same time OG they're ready to get
they
into
know.
this triangle.
This is the right move. This is good.
They know that that Battle
Alam
Fury
na
is
nila.
done and that this is the area that Jackie wants to be farming and they're just not letting him have any of it.
Boom knows though. Boom is reacting the right way, just bringing even more numbers.
Tiger.
Ano lang lang bukas ako, napa-nightmare. Patay. Agad.
Still falls, jump onto the back.
Kaso walang backup din. Nice one.
Back immediately. Yo Patch.
Patay yung PA. Patay dito. Ay,
Yo
nakatip.
Patch
Nice
can't
one.
find him. He's trying to get in range of the sleight of fist. Gonna hit onto BZM, but it isn't quite enough damage.
Nako si Seb.
Instead
Kaya ata. Patay dito si Tims.
trapping Tims. Tims will turn and hold back the Spectre.
Dyer's mega kill is under attack.
From the bar.
Patay
ZOG,
Tims.
they'll succeed in getting into this triangle. As Boom, they try and take the fight, they try and push back OG,
Someone
but
better
OG
help
Kukuhanan sila ng
power
stock.
for this moment of the game to deal with them.
Ayun, nakukuha sila ng stock.
Tanky, 1800 HP too, and they keep getting the initiation. That's the big thing too.
Dyer's middle
FBZ,
tower
he's having
isn't
to
going to last
kind
long.
of just panic and throw his spouse out.
Nakukuha sila ng stock.
That's big plays coming out from
Ay,
OG.
malalaglag
That's
na yun, no?
identifying exactly what they need to do, which is perfect.
Good fight for Ragi to get involved, picking up some good gold and XP.
And it's a buyback too. That doesn't even win them the
Dyer's
fight on the
middle
side of Boom.
tower is under attack.
14 to 8.
They're just making sure that Jackie, it's going to be hard for him to get the time and space
Hazard.
that he wants with that Battle Fury done on the
Migaw na
PA.
naman si Mars. Hazard daw, Hazard.
And you can tell like FBZ is definitely feeling a bit of that pressure too. He's had the blink queued up after that armlet, but now he's just got an ogre axe, an ogre club on this Mars just to tank up a little bit more, just going for BKB because he's just getting fully focused.
I mean, he is it, yeah, it's really down to
Pick up
Tiger,
na si
as you
Mars.
say. Just getting in, holding him in the cogs,
Yeah.
Macropire follow from Seb. These two supports, regardless of how much HP FBC has, they're killing him every single team fight. Back in action, Tiger. He has been found out on his own.
Dominating.
It's 5 heroes in the area to bring him down.
Sakit naman late game nito mga to.
Dire structures are fortified.
Serpent wards are
Match lang
available.
pala sa late game.
Boom was thinking about it. Well, maybe finding a big
May
catch
spec ha.
though.
Uy, dito mama. Uy, tinamaan.
Grip's not.
Someone better help Dire's middle tower.
Keep them locked down. They can't.
Patay dito.
Unstoppable.
Tim's
Dire's middle tower isn't going to last long.
having to run. VCM's in the chase on the
Dire's courier has been killed. Double kill.
Oh, may naipit.
Dire's bottom tower needs help.
Start of the pit. With the 3 kills that OG pick up, it'll be their chance to move into the Roshan pit.
I think I'd have to
Medyo
see a
di pa
replay
makaano
of something
siya.
that happened there. I think Tim's attacked the Razor
Pure.
because he hexed him and he slapped himself
Ayan.
from the Nightmare on the Shadow Shaman. I don't think they get the cleanup or anything. Maybe they get the kill on the Razor. I think
Radiant's
they win the
courier has been killed.
Jackal, they would have had chance. The
First
Phoenix
rush.
was up in
OG
3
naman,
I
nakamuha.
gotta say,
Radiant took down Roshan.
yeah, so
I
watch
thought
Tim.
there was a good
He
reason.
drops wards, he hexes, and then I think he attacks the Razor instead of shackling. Ready? Yeah. See, he attacks, so now he slept. So he can't get the
4K
shackle
gold
off.
lead ng OG.
It might have played out a bit differently.
Manta na spec.
Tim's getting tripped up there by the Nightmare.
Nag-ulti.
Unsure if it would have won
Kaya
the fight, but they
pipitik
maybe
to.
at least get the kill on the Razor, like we're
Ayun
mentioning.
na sa
And
ano.
now, on back
Rasta.
up.
Now Yuragi's ready to go.
Uy, huli. Kaso walang follow-up yata ito mga sa.
Back with the arena. Lift off. BZM is ready to full commit. Gets caught up by the
Yung ano, walang mana.
So even if he goes down, he's going to be ready for a second round. Tiger for the side of the hook shot over towards Tim.
Walang mana.
BZM off, turns over with Jackie with the link. Jackie
Ay, nauna.
Killing spree. Monster kill.
goes down.
Nauna.
As they're really struggling with the fights at this point, Boom. They need time and space for the PA. They're
Time
just
and
not quite
space.
ready to fight 5 on
And it
5
does
at
must.
this moment.
OG just keeps running at them. They're not giving them any time to reset. As BZM
Huli.
slept up.
He's going to be fine.
Killing spree.
Going down, Yuragi.
Ako, Diyos ko po.
Gets another BZM ready to dive in.
lang.
Tims. Turns the hex to Shackle.
Dominating. Double kill.
Patay.
Mega kill.
Yep.
Triple kill.
With the fact that Yuragi's surviving, picking up the kills, BZM does not mind giving his life for that.
Yeah, and out of nowhere, I just saw a mech pop, and I'm like, who the hell has a mech? Seb actually has one. Don't know if it ended up saving anyone there, but a little bit more that Boom just can't deal with. It's more and more HP, and they really don't have the damage a lot of these times. They are starting to crumble a little bit. I'm definitely seeing a bit of the pressure getting to Boom. FBZ missed the spear
Someone
on the
better help Dire's
respawn
middle
of the
tower.
storm, which allowed them to continue the chase and a couple other things, but great fights from OG. Really understanding how aggressive they need to be.
Yep, it's just
Laki naman ang ano na ito.
They need at least for that next item or so
Kaya pala yun, laki oh.
on Jackie before he can really stand a chance against this aggression that OG's running them over with.
It feels like they need a lot, right? It just feels like BKBs need to be out on all 3 cores.
Yep.
Feels like OG's just doing such a good job.
Ay, ito yung binigay sa collector.
With both the Jakiro and the Clockwork, really, they're doing excellent. Sub level 12. Taiga, the Lamb level 9.
Seb, level 12 na.
How close are they to BKB?
Hook shot
Okay, Ember,
available.
pretty close.
Yeah, they're
Tama,
very
hook
close.
shot lang yun,
FBZ
goods
on his
na.
way. Same thing for Jackie. So they will get a pretty good timing of the 3 BKBs.
BKB. Okay. BKB na rin yata si Jackie.
And then that will give them a pretty solid opportunity. If they get the 3 BKBs out, then there's a high chance. If they get any sort of lockdown
Para
onto
maingay.
BZM from the supports,
Silbi
that
pala
they
yun.
have the opportunity to just
Para
commit
maingay.
in into him and kill him off whilst he's locked down.
And then it's just like, it's going to give FBZ like just an easier time of picking and choosing. Because I saw in a couple of these fights, like things are hectic. Like
He has to fire out spells immediately.
He just has to throw the spear and
Buti na
sometimes
lang,
like a battery
BKB na.
trips him up or something. If he has BKB, he'll be able to pick and choose his targets easier. Still fights will be difficult because it's been OG able to get the majority of the initiations because they have Clockwork Storm, they have the vision advantage from Spectre, while on the side of Boom, because of FBZ's build, it's greedier, they don't have that natural initiation on their team.
Skadinix.
Never refuse.
Azor.
A little bit of breathing room here.
They're
that
beating
Boom will
on
be
Dire's top
very,
tower.
Very grateful for. Might be about to come to an end once more though. As OG, they're ready to pounce in the mid lane.
Are those cracks in Dire's top tower?
BZM not wanting to commit for FBZ. Arcane Rune will be in the bottle, ready to pop for the next move.
I love all these three-letter names.
Dyer's top tower is under attack.
3-letter format.
Yeah, boom, you can see. Buying time, right? They're still playing together, but looking to
Are
just
those
finish up
cracks
these
in
BKBs.
Dyer's
Jackie
top
now
tower?
is here. Walking into a couple OG heroes.
Huzzah!
He's got his BKB though.
Radiant's middle tower could use some help.
Grabe!
Looking for me?
Grabe, wala pang 5. BKB na.
Touche!
Nice one.
Dyer's top tower is under attack.
Hawakan. Nice one. Nice one. Patay dyan dito. Nice one.
They're beating on Dyer's top tower.
They're kind of getting away with it. As they take down a very
Ano eh.
godlike Tiger.
Mag-critical. Nag-critical.
Dyer's top tower is falling.
Oh, gee, they're probably going to think about backing out of the base now. Seb having a bit of a smile on him there. As a rather deep position that OG get themselves into. But once again, other than really the BZM death, they kind of get away with it. Yuragi, he's surviving, continues to pick up more action.
Yeah, great relentless play still. Is I think Seb maybe was making a call during this, like, guys, go top or something, because he's solo pushing top as the Jakiro, and his young guns are just diving
into the base.
That was pretty funny, and they're tipping him, so I mean, there's definitely something that's going on there. It's pretty funny. Greaves now finished up on Seb. And yeah, still feeling OG just in a very controlling position this game. Almost a Scotty now finished on the Spectre. So even though this PA we kept mentioning has potential to break and all this, Spectre's starting to get a bit too big.
Nakatakot to sa Spectre.
I mean, have we got him going for the shard next, Jackie, after the BKB, or what's he want?
He's trying to get his own item first, Death, so.
More time needed for Boom. And the one thing, of course, with those dives from OG, it does mean that Boom, they don't lose a tier 2 tower in the mid quite yet, and that still stands.
Yep. They did lose the tier 2 top, though, because of Seb with that push.
BKB na rin to, SY.
And just will these now, it's just will the BKBs all be enough? Because 2 of them are done. I think FBZ's is about to be finished. Yep. But the Spectre, like this Scotty is going to make a big difference too, because he's going to be able to stick on these BKB targets a lot easier.
Fortune's chain. Yeah, Yuragi's just been having a great game. 6-0-12.
Flawless.
Very much proving that Spectre still has their place here.
Great, they're back.
Great, they're
I
back.
like how KDA sometimes just doesn't tell the tale at all too, because Taiga's 1-8 this game, but for me, he's kind of feeling a little bit like MVP because just all the plays that he's been able to make, even with his funny little jetpack into hook shot there. He's the one who started the fight and got them 2 kills.
Yan pala shard dun.
Yes,
Limiting what FBZ's been trying to offer. He's been making FBZ's game very, very hard. And
okay pala jetpack
FBZ, an incredible player on the Mars. It takes quite a lot to be able to shut this man down.
Yeah, just really good identification of what to do in these team fights. Tiger
Ay, interrents ba to? Ako tinamaan. Hook shot. Ay, baka mahana.
Be ensnared in fire.
Hindi na
Constant rocket vision also from Taiga.
ano na ba to? Nice Desa.
And Deso's nearly done. I mean, Jackie
Nice
still keeping in a really good farm level with that.
Malapit
Of
na to.
OG's 2
Pero
top calls right now,
naka-Skadi na siya to.
Yuragi and Amar. And PA, very much one of those heroes
That's why
that, as the game goes on, if
makakunat
the
na.
items are there, suddenly heroes are dying to a couple of hits.
She definitely could still do it.
Absolutely, they may be down 7k, but that sort of leads, sort of managed to stay pretty stale for quite some time. And you know, ultimately, it's going to come down to sort of the late game power of the PA versus a Spectre. We'll really get to truly see who wins that war this game.
Game na. Ito na. Let's go!
I think Boom is starting to feel a bit strong.
Nakuha, arena. Kaso isa lang siya dun. Patay agad, dalawa. Kaso nakita agad dito. Wala silang magawa. Ang likot.
It's too much chaos for Boom to deal with.
Ay, yan na lang. Sakit!
Looks like Dyer fortified their structure.
Grabe yung drop na to. Sakit tong drop na to.
And Jackie also still alive. Didn't yet have to use the BKB in this fight. Amar very close towards him though.
Uy, nako, kita.
BKB ready to pop. He can look to take some kills here. He gets Tiger. Can he get out? He's got Skem by his side, jumps across for Uragi.
Nako, may ano pa si Skem dito. Nadamay pa si Skem tuloy. Nice.
Chance here for Jackie to jump to safety. Now Tim's maybe looking to re-engage. That's up Pops. His illusions will be forced over towards him. Holding back the Shaman and his chance to get back in with the grab.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Desolator should be done now.
Gold is a great.
And even though this is the fight where Boom is like, okay, we have our BKBs, we're looking to fight, the Hunt stops everything, right? The Hunt like kind of puts all of them in a little bit of panic and disarray. FBZ gets isolated. Amar
They're stepping up on this.
They're trying, okay. Like, this is a very tough fight.
Wala naman siyang ano eh. Lambot niya. Yung pumasok eh. Tayo na rin ito. GAB. Nasa naman na dito. Ng BKB ito mga sir. Voice back.
Monster kill!
Sa'yo talaga na-expect? Nahuli. No. BKB na.
As once again, OG diving in deep, getting these
Lalim nun, buhay pa second tower nun.
punished at all. Everybody alive.
Yeah, they're playing so well. And the other thing is too, is that Boom is picking fights. I guess because they have this one obs ward that they've placed down there, but OG has such commanding vision over there, and with the advantage they have, it's easy for them to fight when FBZ goes for this type of play. You're just like, okay, it's like 2,000, 3,000 HP Spectre, he just mantas and returns it instantly. Too chaotic, and BZM continued to do an excellent job of just dealing with the backline too during all this haunt. So he's messing with the support so much. As a regen rune, so he's gonna have full mana, and they get the Roche with that shard. Who's he gonna give the shard to? Is he gonna use it himself?
I'll take himself, right?
Sure, why not?
This time round, OG, and we'll have the creeps coming in, so they're not looking to necessarily dive the heroes. They'll be ready to hit on the objectives. We'll see how good Boom's high ground defense is.
What else did we get picked up? Amar, he picked up his shard.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Lightning when he gets attacked as well too, so lots more damage is going to be coming out. And Amar is dealing probably the most damage in the game, just sticking inside of the arenas. He's always killing this Mars, and now if they hit him back, they're going to get hurt even more. So kind of cool pickup. The Uragi's about to have an Ags done too, so the frequency of kind of like these haunts is just going to keep happening. I think it's just going to get harder and harder for these poor supports on Boom.
He's going to look to get the jump in onto Tim. Uragi's ready to head over.
They're beating on Dire's top tower.
Take out Tiger in return. Diving in deep once again. They're up into the base.
I will see
Take
you.
out second support, finding Skem.
Two fights going on.
Dire's middle tower isn't going to last long.
They stay around it. Forward here from Jackie, but he's having to use the BKB.
Something better help Dire's middle tower.
Charging them down.
Killing spree.
A buyback will come out from Tim, but they've lost FBZ. Lotus thrown out to BZM, keeping him safe as Tim's.
Dominating.
BZM
Double kill.
down a second time. Jackie jumps over towards Joe Patch. Another buyback comes out. They are continuing to dive very aggressively over the tier 4s. It will cost them Amar's life. Uragi getting low.
Dominating.
Jumps over towards Ted. Jackie's able to get another kill out of this one. They have to
Dire's bottom tower is being chipped away.
As Uragi
Dire's bottom tower always did get short shrift.
missed the spear and still goes down the once.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
FBZ moving into position. They've got the grip as well. See if they can offload the damage there.
Mega kill.
Jump forward the remnants.
Dire's bottom tower is being chipped away.
He's still alive.
No way.
He's gonna get away.
Unstoppable. Double kill.
And now BZM is ready to clean things up. As FBZ trapped in the corners, Tiger.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack. Mega kill.
Get the kill on Tiger. Okay, don't get it. BKB can come in 5 seconds. Jackie's gonna be fine. In fact, he might go back in.
But
Dire's Dyer's bottom tower needs some help.
Finish him there.
Oh my. Both of the spears from FBZ don't hit the Spectre. And that actually allows
Dyer's
him to
middle
get
tower
away,
just went
reset,
down.
come back in. Could have maybe seen a couple more kills for the PA Jackie to clean up, but one of the few times I've actually seen FBZ really getting tripping up on his Mars.
Yeah, they've been getting into his head this
Dyer's
game.
middle
And
tower
made it a
isn't
tough
going to
one
last
for
long.
FBZ here in game 2.
Relentless
20
aggression though.
20k gold lead.
I mean, you see the smiles on them. They're having great amounts of fun here with the fights that they're bringing.
They're all quite rich this
Yan,
game.
meron
so
sila
it's
dito
super
mga
tough.
hashtag.
You know, as usual, he
Hashtag
tends to be a little bit more
Misha.
at the bottom, but they're so rich that it feels a lot easier for them to go for these super aggressive
Position
plays.
for
Look at his itemization. Notice that he's been
Ito,
thrown
wala.
out of the teammates. Seb with Greed, Vlad's a lot tankier than I feel like they would traditionally feel. It's all
But
golden.
yeah, the base still stand.
They still stand.
You know, they may be getting all these kills,
Ano
and
ulit?
they clearly feel
Kaya
quite
pa
confident
aganim.
with the smiles on their
Parang malapit
faces.
pa
But
aganim.
boom, the base is being defended. You know, albeit with
Hindi
their
pa naman na may
lives
mega.
being given away in
Wala pa
return.
namang mega mga sir. Wala pa
But the
namang
tier
barag
3
talaga.
still stand.
Kaya pa,
Boom,
kaya
they've
pa.
still got some fight in them there.
Yeah. There was a chance there. If Jackie, if they get the kill,
Mga sir.
maybe even get the kill on the Storm, and then the PA is alive and with
Hindi rin
another
natin
finish,
masisisi, mahirap eh.
totally different game. With OG. Some incredibly
Dyer's
aggressive
bottom
moves.
tower needs some help.
Hindi niya na rin alam kung sino
He's at 25 now too.
bibigyan niya ng malupit na spear eh.
Oh, yeah, look at
Dyer's
that.
bottom
Pretty
tower is
interesting one, I
being
guess.
chipped away.
Taking that desolate damage.
Mahirap din mga sir. No, masakit na to.
Time for boom.
Dyer's bottom tower is under
Charge.
attack.
Sakit. Patay lagi mga support to, kawawa oh. Kawawa mga support eh.
Dyer's bottom tower is under attack.
Kaya ano,
He's going to be ready to jump out himself. He's got
ito nahuli oh. Kaso wala nang follow up naman.
holds back the Spectre with the chain.
Dyer's bottom tower needs some help. Kill. Double kill.
Apat,
Double kill.
BZM jumps the Bane. Amar junks the PA. Has a full
Dyer's
link
middle
on him.
tower is
Forces
GG
BZM.
mga sir.
PA can't
Tiklop,
fight.
tiklop.
Looks like Dyer
Quick
fortified their
identification
structure.
from OG from which target each player is
Someone
supposed to
better
go.
help Dyer's middle tower.
Last man taboy ng spec eh. May storm pa.
Dyer's middle tower is falling. Dyer's middle barracks are under
Watch from the
attack.
sidelines. Wait at least for his 2 supports to come back
Dyer's
up.
middle barracks have
Ideally the
fallen.
other 2 cores, so they're going to have to let at least one set, almost
Dyer's
certainly
bottom
2.
tower
They're
has
gonna keep
shattered
going though.
to
These
little
Greaves,
pieces.
everyone back up to full HP. Seb gets hit by a big dagger.
Dyer's bottom tower is being chipped away.
Over here now. Boom. Very much feeling
Dyer's
that
bottom
they're
tower is
gonna have
Sabog ang
falling.
rocks.
shot at trying to hold
Uy,
back
may
the
nahuli.
Let all their bottom towers fall. The barracks may be
boat shot.
next.
Look at it towards Jack.
Ay, nakikita.
Tags now on this Storm
Dyer's
too.
bottom
10
barracks have
seconds until Yo
fallen.
patches up.
Dyer's bottom barracks are under
Zoji,
attack.
they'll give a little bit of respect here to Boom respawning. I'll back off after taking a second melee racks.
Could be a little bit of a fake back.
That's true,
They
they might
have
be-
this Ags on the Storm.
Mahirap, wala pa siyang dagger eh.
BZM.
I'm over here.
In with the zip.
Own it.
Turns out with the red Yo patch pokes back with the steering chains.
May Samar. May arena to, may arena Samar.
Onto FBZ. FBZ pops the BKB.
Yan.
Keep their arena off. They are caught underneath the tier 4s. FBZ
Nahuli, galing ng storm.
Own it.
takes him down.
Nahuli, GG.
Creeping in onto Jackie. Jackie turns to the dagger. Has to jump up towards the fountain. As OG
Dyer's middle tower isn't
back
going
to
to
the
last
fountain at
long.
this stage.
GG sir.
Are beautiful. I mean, what a
Thank
game
you,
from him,
GG.
really.
Game
17-3 and 20.
Dyer's middle
4K
tower
gold
is
lead
under attack.
para sa OG.
As OG with another successful fight.
Lincoln and Fort Talisman.
Dyer's middle tower has fallen. Dyer's bottom barracks have fallen.
They're ready to close up the game.
Dyer's middle tower went
The
down.
ancient exposed.
Who's top tower?
Oh, wala na ancient.
With Jackie.
Patay to, patay.
Double kill. Killed. Toasting for radiant victory.
GG mga sir.
OG will be able to punch back in game 2.
1-1.
Punch back in D2 on both
Yep.
games.
Okay lang.
Either team showing us kind of
Okay lang.